Alright, what's up everybody, it's CSNazo, and welcome to my review of the June 13th edition of Smackdown Live. Uh, this time, I'm pretty sure I'm getting the date right. Um, yeah, this was actually, I really don't know how to start this other than by saying this episode was just a hell of a lot better than the Raw that preceded it. I mean, like, sitting through that Raw was a chore, and to be honest, sitting through SmackDown was a little bit of a chore. I mean, not nearly as much as Raw, but I think it had more to do with the fact that I was going into my fourth and fifth hours of watching wrestling that day. And I might not remember as much as I did during that review because I I recorded the commentary for Raw right. I mean, almost like right after watching it. Whereas here, I've put like a about 36 hours between me watching it and actually commentating on it. But whatever. Let's actually get to the review. So it starts with the New Day coming to the ring. They do a little promo. Again, I don't remember as much from SmackDown. Uh, Crap. This is not note to self. Do not wait over a day to record this stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna really, you know how I was oversimplifying things in my Raw review? I'm gonna do that even more here. um, so the New Day come out to the ring. They do a promo talking about how they love being in New Orleans and how at Money in the Bank they're going to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Then the Usos come down to the ring and say, "No, you're not," because I mean, with their logic being like, "You think you're like the best tag team here?" I mean, like we have been on here on SmackDown since the draft, so no, we are the best tag team here on SmackDown. And then Breezango come out, insult their fashion sense, and then the Colognes come out, and they have some things to say about that. And then we cut to commercial. And when we come back to commercial, I'm pretty sure the match was actually already underway when uh when we got back from commercial. And one thing that I was actually surprised about in this match was that normally when the New Day is in a tag team match, usually it's Biggie and Kofi Kingston. But in this match, it was actually Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, with Biggie being at ringside, which I actually found to be very interesting. There is something I like about tag teams in professional wrestling, and that's that I don't like the idea of a tag team division per se. I mean, I do like the idea of like there being tag team titles, but at the same time, I feel like if a tag team is popular enough, like the single members are popular enough, they should be allowed to go for singles gold while still chasing tag gold. And I don't know, like I just kind of want that to be like the New Day. I want Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods going for the tag team titles, whereas Biggie is going after like I don't know, like the U.S. title or the WWE title. And I have this note here that just says this is a fun match, and that's something I cannot say for a lot of the matches on Raw. This match was just fun to watch. And I have no idea how long SmackDown has been doing this, but I really, really like this idea. And that's that, for the most part, when they cut the commercial break, they actually put the match still going on in like this corner-ish thing of the screen while still showing the ads, meaning that they're not interrupting the match to show ads. Yeah, I mean it's easier to see the ads, and your eyes are like naturally drawn to the commercials, but they're not. They're. I mean, at the same time, you can still watch the match, and that's something I actually really like. because a lot of times like really cool spots will happen during the commercials, and they'll just skip past it and be like, "Hey, this is what you missed during the commercial." Like, thanks. Um. Oh yeah, yeah. Now I remember this. Now, yeah, yeah, I remember this bit. I'm glad I took notes. Um, Basically, both Colognes get in the ring to double team Tyler Breeze. But what Tyler Breeze actually does is he grabs one of the clones, I can't remember which, and basically just kind of like not throws him, but like pushes him into like being in like I'm in like a headlock position by the other cologne, and then he clotheslines the other one, causing him to like DDT his partner. That was a really cool spot. I really like that. I enjoyed seeing that. That was really cool. And while I don't remember the spot in question, which caused me to write this note, I have this note that says "nice selling by Jay." I do remember not being sure if it was Jay Uso or Jimmy Uso, so forgive me for that. But yeah, nice selling by whichever Uso that was. And then we have Xavier Woods pinning one of the Colognes, and I have this little bit here afterwards that says Epico because I guess I realized after I wrote the note that it was Epico. Um, yeah. Then we go back to then we go to commercial, and when we come back, we see a little bit where they basically tell us that Cena is returning on July 4th. All right, and then we have this backstage segment with AJ Styles, Nakamura, and Sami Zayn, three of my favorite wrestlers. Oh my god! And this was again. I don't remember everything, but I do remember really enjoying this promo. Basically, Styles and Nakamura are talking backstage, and Styles Nakamura had like a match of the year candidate in I want to say 2016. um, so yeah, like that. I mean, just that there was. I mean, that these two are hanging out. Just ah. And Styles looks at Nakamura and he goes, like you're gonna have to be a little patient with Sammy because he can get a little overexcited. And Nakamura goes, okay. And then Sammy shows up, and at first he's not really overexcited or anything. And then like he starts talking for a little bit, and then he starts strategizing, like like if Baron, like they send if they send Baron Corbin out first, then I mean I think I should be the one to go out first because like I'm 2-0 against him. I'm like, but then again, they could be strategizing, trying to figure out what we're strategizing. So I mean, they could send out Dolph Ziggler, or they could send out Kevin Owens. I mean, we are on American soil, and he is the American champion. I mean, I don't know how much that really means in this match, but you never know. And then this is just a fun segment, and basically Sammy just kind of I don't remember exactly how it ends, but I remember Sammy just like going away somewhere. Shinsuke and AJ just kind of look at each other, just like kind of weirdly, and Shinsuke goes, "I like him." I loved that promo. I actually have a note here that says I love this. Like, this was a good promo. I like this. I like this very much. Raw, what the fuck are you doing? Like, 45 minutes into Raw and I want it to be over, whereas 45 minutes into SmackDown and I don't want it to end. Now, I've heard a lot of complaints about Mojo Rawley, with like a lot of people saying like, "Oh, Mojo Rawley is like the worst thing." Well, not the worst thing ever, but he's not. No. Apparently, a lot of people don't like him, and yeah, I can see it. Although then again, one thing I should probably point out to you guys is that I am very easily impressed. Like, I thought Batman v Superman was actually kind of okay, so my standards for being entertained are very, very low. You could probably jangle your keys in front of me and I'd be entertained. Which is I'm bringing this up because they actually had an interview with Mojo Rawley, and it wasn't great, but it was okay. Like I didn't hate it. He wasn't being hyperactive or anything. He was just It just seemed like he was being real. And the interview basically ends with Zack Ryder returning. Like Zack Ryder's back, which cool. I mean, I haven't had a very strong opinion of Zack Ryder as of late. Don't get me wrong. When the Ryder Revolution, as they called it, was going on, I I was a really big Zack Ryder fan. But then, as they just kind of forgot about Zack Ryder, so did I. To the point where now I'm just kind of indifferent about Ryder. Like, again, I don't hate the guy. I think he's a good wrestler, but again, I'm just kind of indifferent. And then Naomi comes out to the ring for a match with Tamina, and I just have this note here that says I like Naomi's entrance, which, yeah, I really like Naomi's entrance. It's fun. In fact, yeah, that's actually something that I have to. That actually perfectly describes the relationship between Raw and SmackDown. Raw is important. SmackDown is fun. That is how I would like to say it. Okay. Before the match starts, Lana comes out to the ring and basically just stays at ringside because apparently Lana and Naomi are having a bit of a are having a feud for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Again, I've just started watching the weekly shows as of right now. As of this week. So there's a lot I'm probably missing. Although, so the match gets underway, and yeah, again, it's a good match. And I actually have this note here, and this actually reminds me of this one spot in the match. That's normally a pretty common spot, but the way Naomi did it, or maybe it was the way Tamina sold it. I don't know, but she does this like hip thrust or something. Like this running hip thrust into the. I'm into the. I'm into a seated. How do I put this? She did this like running hip thrust into Tamina's head as she's seated in the corner of the ring, and my God, that looked fucking vicious. That oh my God, like that looked like it friggin' hurt, man. Like holy crap, like my God, like that looked like it fucking hurt. And now my first little bit here where I didn't really like what they were doing on SmackDown, and that's that JBL comments. He says something like, Tamina's gonna. I'm not sure exactly what he says, but he says something along the lines of, Naomi's gonna feel so bad after this match. She's gonna take 2 weeks off and quit. Really, Jables? Now this maybe he's referencing something else, but to me it really, really sounded like he was taking a jab at Mauro Ranallo. The guy with clinical depression who you bullied off the fucking show. The guy who everyone on Twitter wants you to be fired because of that incident, and you're gonna reference it like, oh, it's a joke, and fuck you too if that's assuming that's what you meant. I mean, that's what it seemed like it meant to me anyway. Anyway, Naomi pins Tamina. Again, I'm oversimplifying the matches because I can't really remember them all that much. I shouldn't have waited so long, but I got a new video game. A video game I haven't played since I was in grade school, and I wanted to give it a shot again. So forgive me for that. Anyway, after the match, Lana attacks Naomi, and she poses with the belt. Now, Lana, from everything I've seen, I haven't even seen her compete in an actual match. So, I have no idea what to think. I mean, for the entire time that I have known of her existence, which is the only thing I can really say right now, she's just been Rusev's manager. that's all I can really say. I mean, I think it's cool that WWE wants to experiment with Lana and see if she can be a good wrestler in her own right. But at the same time, I just don't know what to make of it right now. I just have to wait until Money in the Bank. Okay. So we go to commercial, and when we come back, Jinder Mahal and the Bollywood Boys are coming down to the ring. And the one thing that, I mean, he basically starts giving a promo. Forgive me, I do not remember a lot of the finer details of the promo of exactly what he was saying. No, wait. I do remember one thing he said. He said that he was, crap. I need to take better notes. He said that he was the antidote to the venom that Randy Orton was bringing into the WWE. And I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Like for the entire video, I'm just like, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Um. God, I should. I'm sorry. And one thing I remember saying about this is that I was not very impressed by this promo, but based on the wording, like maybe it could have worked if he raised his voice, because it seemed like for the entire promo he was completely incapable of raising his voice. Why? Like, just why? I mean, I'm not saying that a wrestling promo can't be done quietly, but it doesn't really feel like there's a lot of emotion in it. I mean, to be fair though, like Jinder has just recently been put in the main event, whereas before he was on Superstars, if that's still a thing. Um, so then Jinder starts doing a promo in Indian. I don't know. Maybe this is a better promo. Maybe it's a better promo. I don't know. I don't speak Indian. Um, but it makes sense considering he's the like a foreign heel, you know, which is what they're going for. Then Randy Orton's music hits, and Jinder sends the Bollywood Boys out of the ring. He says, "Go, you deal with it," and they just kind of stand there looking at the ramp. I'm at ringside, and I kind of saw this coming a bit away when Randy Orton didn't come out right, like right off the bat. But it was still pretty cool to see. Randy Orton sneaks up from behind Jinder Mahal and RKO's him. Which, again, when you genuinely don't see an RKO coming, it is actually a pretty cool thing to see, but unfortunately, I did see it coming. Still kind of cool, though, despite everything I just said. And, I just have this note here that says very fitting for a Viper. Like they're going on, like Jinder was going on and on about how Randy is a Viper and I have defanged him and taken away his venom. And it just seemed fitting for Randy to just like, I mean, for just lack of a better phrase, for just lack of a better way to put it, strike him the way a snake would. you know. Then we have a backstage promo with Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, and Baron Corbin, where they both make it very clear that they don't like each other and they don't like the fact that they have to team up together. But Kevin Owens says, like we should all be on the same page here. We all need to be on the same page here because, I mean, let's really think about it. Like we could either not get along and fight each other in that match, or we could work together tonight and basically take AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Sami Zayn out of the match, so that when Money in the Bank does come, it's just the three of us and not six. So I mean, basically, you can all kind of. I mean, they don't really say anything, but you can all just kind of tell that they are. I mean, they all do agree on that. They should work together for at least the night to at the very least eliminate some competition. I actually really like this segment. Um, One mistake I pointed out is that for some reason, I mean, like, yes, it's a SmackDown, but for some reason, we got an ad for Great Balls of Fire. Like, this is SmackDown. Great Balls of Fire is not the next pay per view. And, like, why are we getting an ad for Great Balls of Fire on the last episode of SmackDown before Money in the Bank? I mean, that just didn't make any sense. Part of me wants to just chalk that up to just I mean like a mistake. And like I said, WWE, if you're looking for a replacement for Kevin Dunn, I'm right here. Anyway, then we have Natalya versus Charlotte Flair. It starts out with a very nice sequence. I actually really like it, and I actually don't remember this spot, but I have this note here that reads "Nice clothesline by Natalya." Oh, like this is not gonna take off mainly because I hope I get better with time. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I don't really have a lot of notes for this one. It's just nice sequence, nice clothesline by Natalya. Charlotte pins Natalya. Great match. And to be fair, I do remember it being a good match, even though I don't remember a lot of the finer points of it. I do remember just genuinely liking the match and just being like, I'm not like, I, I have nothing to write down for this. Like, this is just a good match. Like, you should watch it. And after the match, we have this Fashion Files thing with Breezango, and it starts out with Fandango. He's looking at himself in the mirror, like, "Oh man, I got a nice pecs." Like, I wonder where Tyler Breeze is. So he goes back to their office and finds Tyler Breeze knocked out, like he was attacked. And so what Fandango does is he wakes up Tyler Breeze and I mean he asks for like for a description. And Tyler Breeze starts describing him, and one thing I actually remember is that Tyler Breeze is like he had one arm, and Fandango's like one arm is like, and then Tyler Breeze is like no, two arms, two arms, two arms. I mean, maybe I'm finding that funnier than I really should, but I'm sorry. I like that. I really like that. And then when Tyler Breeze is done describing the guys who described him to Fandango, Fandango shows him the sketch, and Tyler Breeze is like, "That's him. That's him exactly." And then they rush out to find him. And then we see the sketch still laying on the floor. It's just two stick figures. Oh, oh, that was funny. Then we have an interview with Lana. Unfortunately, I don't remember. I actually do not remember this segment at all. Like, I'm not sure if that speaks bad about Lana, but I don't remember this segment at all. In fact, the only reason I know it happened is because I wrote it down. And then we have tonight's main event. Everybody does their entrance, and then we cut the commercial, and when we come back, again, another big strike against the show. The match is already underway by the time we come back. Guys, come on, this is your main event. Okay, I went off about this on Raw. Come on. Come on, guys. And I just have this note here that says, like, I got nothing to say. This is just a really good match. And yeah, it actually is. No joke, this is a really good match. If you haven't seen it, stop this video. Go watch it. Seriously. Go watch this match. Right now if you haven't seen it already. And another strike I have against the show is that for all the matches they decided not to do the match in the corner of the screen thing for. They did it for the main event. Like, why? Why? I mean, I understand you have to get your commercials in, but come on, you found a way around that problem. You found a way around that problem by putting the match still going in like the corner of the screen while the ads take up the majority of the screen. and you do it in a way where your eyes are drawn towards the ads, but you can still watch the match. That is actually very good. Why didn't you do that for the main event? Anyway, again, like, I didn't write down a lot of notes for this match because, like, it was just that good, and I didn't want to take my eyes off it. I'm I just wish I could remember more about the match. But I did, according to the notes, I did rank it a 9 out of 10, which is, holy crap, that was a good match. Seriously, go watch it. Um, like, right after the match, a brawl starts, and Kevin Owens' team gets Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler, and Baron Corbin. They get actually no, it's just Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. They get a very clear advantage right off the bat. They get a ladder and they take out AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke Nakamura with the ladder. And then after doing that, Owens and Ziggler just kind of stare each other down. Baron Corbin gets back in the ring, knocks them both out, grabs the ladder, starts to climb it to grab the briefcase, and just kind of, like, pose with, like, I will win the Money in the Bank ladder match. But before he can do that, Shinsuke Nakamura, I think he, like, tips over the ladder, but Baron Corbin manages to, like, jump off the ladder before it falls down or something, I think. And then Shinsuke hits the Kinshasa on Baron Corbin, and as the commentators say, it's revenge for last week. Again, I didn't see last week's episode, so I can't really say for certain. And then Nakamura sets up the ladder, he climbs it, he actually does grab the briefcase and pose with it, saying, I am going to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Which is really, really cool to see. And my final note for the night is hashtag excited, which I am. I am very excited for Money in the Bank this Sunday. So yeah, I think I am gonna stay up and watch that match, even though I gotta get up. Even though I gotta get up at like 7 or 6 in the morning to go to work the next day. But whatever. I'll record commentary for that when I get back from work. But yeah, that was your Smackdown June 13th, 2017 review, the go home show to Money in the Bank 2017. This was a very good episode. It wasn't, I mean, I don't want to say it was anything spectacular, because, I mean, to be honest, it didn't really feel all that important, but it was fun. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, I mean, I like a wrestling show having stakes to it. I like a wrestling show feeling like it's important. But at the same time, I mean, I think I'd rather have a wrestling show that's fun, because, like, Raw is too concerned with trying to convince you that everything that's going on with the show is important, whereas SmackDown isn't really concerned about that. SmackDown is just concerned with putting on a good show, which has me dreading my next watching of Monday Night Raw. Watching? No. Viewing of Monday Night Raw, whereas I'm actually looking forward to the next episode of SmackDown. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say on the subject. I'm sorry this episode has just been so completely shit. And I hope you'll be here sometime next week for the for my Money in the Bank review. Again, I don't want to give a specific day or date, because I don't know exactly what the format for this is going to be. I don't know when exactly I'm going to be uploading. I want to have these up like the day after, but I can't really quote anything for that. So, yeah, I will see you guys for the Money in the Bank video. Take care.